This isn't just drama. This is a truth so big, it breaks everything you thought you knew. About family, about love, about Kandi and Riley Burruss. For years, fans saw a picture-perfect bond. A mother who worked hard, a daughter who stayed quiet, a family that looked strong on the outside. But that picture? It's cracking now. And what's behind it is something no one was ready for. Riley Burruss just broke the silence. And what she shared has left the whole Bravo world shaken. "I didn't feel loved the way a child should," she said in a quiet live stream. "Not angry, not loud, but deeply honest. I felt like I was just part of the image. A good daughter, quiet, polite, but behind closed doors I was just a paycheck." She says her stepfather Todd made her feel like a guest in her own home. Her voice didn't matter. Her plans didn't count. "Every time I opened my mouth, I had to be careful. I didn't want to be that daughter." Kandi didn't listen. Todd didn't believe in her. And Riley? She disappeared into silence, until now. Riley didn't grow up in an ordinary house. She grew up in one with cameras, stylists, producers. Her mom was famous. Her life was a brand. "I used to sit at the kitchen table and just listen," Riley shared. "She was always on the phone. Always busy. But never with me. The house looked full. But it felt empty. She would come home late. And I'd pretend to be asleep. If I was awake, she might say something quick. But if I looked sad, she'd get annoyed." She remembered missing school plays, eating dinner alone, pretending not to care. "I got really good at pretending." When Todd entered the picture, she hoped things would change. They didn't. "I was just another thing to manage. Not a person. Not a daughter. Just something in the way." Riley stopped dreaming out loud. She stayed home. Stayed quiet. Learned that silence may a reality that wasn't hers. Being on a reality show didn't feel real. It felt like a role. A script. A spotlight that never turned off. "At first, it was fun," Riley said. "Then it felt fake." Producers asked her to talk about her feelings, but only when it helped the show. One scene we filmed was supposed to be about bonding, but we hadn't even spoken that week. She wasn't the daughter. She was the product. "I cried in my room after some episodes. But no one saw that. That part wasn't good for TV. Fans called her ungrateful. Cold. But she wasn't any of that. She was just surviving. I didn't want to make my mom look bad. So I stayed quiet. Played the good daughter. Let the world believe the lie." The breaking point. There wasn't one fight that ended it. It was the slow buildup of tiny hurts. Little rejections. Missed moments. "I told my mom once that I didn't want to film anymore," Riley said. "She told me to stop being dramatic. That this was helping our brand." That word hurt more than anything. Brand. It wasn't about love. It was about image. "I realized I wasn't a daughter. I was a piece of her story. Something to hold up for the cameras." Online hate made it worse. Strangers commented on her looks, her voice, her expressions. And Kandi? Sometimes she defended Riley. Sometimes she didn't. Sometimes she was just gone. I stopped expecting her to show up. And that's when Riley started showing up for herself. A quiet goodbye. Riley didn't slam the door. She didn't scream. She just I packed for college and didn't look back. I had nothing left to say. New York gave her space. Room to breathe. And for the first time, no cameras. I started writing. Thinking. Healing. She realized the silence she used to protect herself was now holding her back. "I had spent so long trying to be perfect, I forgot how to be real." And slowly, Riley returned to herself. The world reacts. When Riley finally spoke out, the internet exploded. Some people called her brave. Others said she was disloyal. Some blamed Kandi. Some blamed Todd. But Riley didn't care about any of that. This wasn't for them. It was for me. She read the comments. Then stopped. "No one gets to tell me how I should feel. Not anymore." And even though her mom didn't respond right away, Riley says she wasn't waiting for it. "I'm not the same girl who waited at the dinner table anymore." Finding her own voice. Riley isn't trying to be famous. She's not selling a book. Not starting a podcast. She's just learning how to exist without apology. "I'm not Kandi's daughter in this story. I'm just me." She's in therapy. Going on walks. Building friendships that don't come with contracts or cameras. "I used to feel broken. Now I just feel honest." If she's listening. When asked what she'd say to Kandi now, Riley doesn't flinch. "I don't hate you. I just needed you. And you weren't there." She says she's not trying to destroy her mother's image. I'm just telling the truth. And if that changes how people see her, that's not my fault. She lets out a breath. I love her. But I love me more now. She chose herself. This isn't a revenge story. It's a release story. Riley let go. Of the image. The silence. The pain. She isn't shouting. She's not looking back. She's just moving forward. I'm finally living in a story that's mine. And for the first time in her life, she's not playing a role. She's just being Riley. And that's more than enough.